Okay. Right, Keith. Here we are at the end of the first year of the contract, and we did a video like this at the beginning of the year, and I really want to kind of sort of get you to reflect on where we've got to. So I'm going to kind of structure around the questions that we had from the beginning of the year. So just let us know what e-learning you've done this year, 2010, and if you could sort of reflect upon how things have changed.
Okay, came into e-learning at the beginning of the year feeling fairly self-confident in what we were doing, but after going to the Rotorua course and talking to others and having a go at different things within the class, and that I can look back now and say that our e-learning has become really involved into what we're actually teaching in class.
Cool.
Especially, we started off with mathletics as a whole school, and I think the children that at first thought our e-learning was mathletics, but now they've been able to use different tools to actually show their, if you like, their rich tasks that they do at the end of their actual unit work.
So have you actually put more explicit e-learning into your planning? Is it?
Yes, we've been lucky enough to have the little notebooks. We've got 20 through the school. We've put 10 into the senior school, 10 into the junior, and each class is timetabled to use that. So in my room I get them for an hour on a Monday, an hour on a Wednesday, and an hour on a Thursday. And so I use the Monday and the Wednesday, and I'm using the notebooks for the actual e-learning using tools, and on the Thursday I use it for mathletics.
And so if you think about or reflect upon say 2009 compared to 2010, how have the children how has their attitude towards the e-learning experiences you've been putting in front of them? How has that changed?
Okay, they seem to be now, if I look from, more confident at using e-learning. They can see the different things that they can do, not just PowerPoint, which was the thing at the time, but now they've gone through Photo Story and they've actually branched out to try making their own movies. Now further ahead than often what I am.
Yeah.
So they're thinking and trying things at home, taking things they're doing at school and then taking them home to do them as well, then bringing it back and sharing with others. So it's a really
so would you say they're more positive in their approach to their learning tasks in class?
Yes, I would say that having that opportunity now to use different tools as a follow-up and also as a way of presenting work has been really good.
Yeah, cool. And so thinking forward to next year then, if we say that, you know, the introduction of a wider range of e-learning tools for the students has increased their motivation, would you say it's increased their output or the depth of what they do or the quality of what they do?
Yes, certainly. I'm quite surprised when I look at what they've produced and look at it and think, gee, it's fantastic. A lot better than before. They seem to be going that little bit extra a little bit further, and they've also in that they hear from, if you like, the extension group, like the gate groups and things, and what they're doing, and they want to have a turn themselves at doing the same thing. So they're wanting to learn more things.
Cool. So in 2011 then, we're going to continue on with this obviously. How are we going to measure? How do you think, you know, what plans possibly have we got, if you thinking about to actually measure and say that, you know, the impact of e-learning has a positive outcome on student learning? So how can we at Buckland, how can you at Buckland start to think about measuring that?
Obviously in that we've got to look where we are now, so we've got a starting point on there, and then I think in that the focus that we want is to actually get the children's work into the community and into the home,
right,
so they can take a greater ownership of it, if you like. And yeah, we still get different children finding different tools that they come back to using within school. So I'd look back and say on there that, are we using more things? Are we using the school wiki properly? Are we beginning to talk to one another about what we are doing? And I think that's, if we're doing that sort of thing, I think we're making further progress.
Oh, cool. Now, the one thing you did mention there was the community, and obviously something like a wiki helps you to actually create a community of learners and also a wider community of parents as well, and that whole homeschool student triangle. So, you know, is that going to be a focus for next year, to get more parents involved in actually being part of the wiki communities that you're creating?
I'd like to see some more input from parents. Occasionally that we get, it's usually the kids that take it home and show their parents what they're doing, and there's very little parent input into what they're doing. But it would be good to see some parent input.
Yeah, I guess that meet the teacher evening earlier in term 1 would be a good time to actually demonstrate that to the parents in your class particularly, and then using that Notify Me tab. Well, that's good. We'll have to see how things go beginning of next year. Thanks.